Okay, let me share out my email client. Okay, so we're going to send in an email to the ServiceNow tool, and we'll say, I need a printer IP address. I am working in, and I will send that out. So that's going to take a few minutes to actually get into the system, but we'll take a look at that once it does. Share my Outlook with everyone. So back in ServiceNow, when I go back to the home page for an employee, what I'm able to see is that on that home page there is a list of the incidents that have been created for him. So here is that incident, and I can drill into it and find out some more information about it. So I can see all of the activity that has happened as a result of that. So some emails have been sent, and a number of items have been changed as a result of the ticket being opened. The other piece of the employee self-service that we want to talk about is the knowledge base. So this is an area that we hope ServiceNow can be very beneficial for each organization, but also across the different NetHope organizations. So if you see right on the employee self-service homepage, there's a number of knowledge base pieces. First here is an ability to search directly into the knowledge base just from this link. Second is we can put up a link of frequently asked questions that users have access to. And then lastly, we have over here, scrolling by somewhat slowly, some news articles that you're able to put out to announce anything that you want. So I can also come in here to the knowledge base link on the left-hand side and see knowledge base articles that are grouped by different topics. And if I want, I can also do a search here for any particular term. Let's say NetHope. And I see a list of the knowledge base articles that come back from that. Drill into one of these. And we have some information that I've provided about NetHope, along with links and some other informational things that you can put in here. So for our self-service employees, those are really the key items that are part of the ServiceNow tool and how you can interact with them. So that was a quick overview of how to create an incident, how to look at the knowledge base, how to view the status of an incident. And what we're going to do now is ask that you work with your agency leads to do some more testing of these different capabilities and kind of report back to us your feedback of how it's working, whether it worked correctly, if it worked well for you, if it's too slow, if it's too fast. That would also be interesting to hear. And so the agency lead that was identified will be contacting you to provide some more information on that. There's also some additional training that goes over the same sorts of things that I did, but a little more detailed, a little more step-by-step. And what I want to check quickly... Okay, so I'm going to come back into the slideshow. This slide talks about what I just went over as far as the end user testing. And once again, for the end users that are watching or participating, we appreciate your help in getting this tool tested and worked out. So that's really it that we're asking for from the end users. for any end users that are on the call, that kind of concludes the part for you. I'll pause for a second to see if there are any questions, and then we'll move on to the IT technician pieces. Okay, so for the end users, look for some information coming from your agency lead later today or tomorrow. Moving on then, we want to talk about the IT technicians and their interaction with ServiceNow. This area has a lot more information, and there's a lot more of the tool that we're going to demo and talk about. But before we get into that, what we wanted to talk about was the processes that we have designed to be shared across the NetHope members. And what we've done is we've based these processes on a library or a set of best practices called ITIL, which has been developed in the UK and lists a lot of best practices, example processes of running an IT organization, and specifically running the support and IT help desk functions. So we have some additional training that you'll have access to that covers ITIL, as well as additional information on the processes that we have created, which are based on the ITIL best practices. But I want to cover 3 different areas to start right now. And these are really the 3 areas that we have built into the tool, and we think that they're the right ones to start with, and hopefully the ones that we'll get a lot of value out of quickly. First is incident management, and this is something that almost all the organizations we talk to do today in some way, shape, or form, and really this is restoring service when there are problems, and to some extent also responding to requests. So most organizations absolutely do this as the core of their IT help desk, but we found that there wasn't a real standard process to follow or standard tools to go through and log these incidents, understand what incidents are reoccurring, and then take some actions to try to reduce that. So incident management is a process that tries to, 1, restore service to when there's an interruption or an outage, but then also look at it a little bit more holistically and figure out why those things are occurring and what can be done to prevent them from occurring in the future. The second process to talk through is problem management. And the definition of a problem is something that is the underlying cause of one or more incidents. So a real common example, and we'll hit this again when we get into the actual demo, is that someone can't print, but really the underlying cause of that is that a router is down somewhere, so they can't get to the